And welcome to University of Pittsburgh Lego Design. Today we're going to be building a robot that's basically just going to have an ultrasonic sensor so that it'll be able to see walls and stop when it comes to them, and then look in both directions by turning the ultrasonic sensor to see which direction is open. So let's get started. The first thing that you're going to need to use is we're going to be building off the Tribot chassis. There's instructions on how to build this step by step on the Lego Mindstorm software, but this is just the basic Tribot chassis without the wheels on it right now. And it's not too hard to build. I think there's 28 steps. So we're going to be using this. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to need to do is we don't need the piece in the front here, so we're going to take that off. You can see this piece is actually a little bit annoying to take off, but we're not going to need to use it for our model. So you can take off this piece right here and discard that, and then we're ready to start actually building. One other thing that we're going to need to do is right here there's two pieces on the Tribot. I've already taken them out, and we're going to need to take those out. So this is a loose connection right here, so that we can instead, as the first step, take a 3-long piece instead of the 2-long that they had in there previously. And we're going to stick the two 3-long pieces in here. One right there. You need to move it a little bit to get it lined up. And then another 3-long piece into the same slot, so that we have the two sticking out right here. Okay, and now once you've done that, we're going to take an L piece. If you can see that, just stick that right onto these two so that it's sticking up. And that's our first connection. And then the next piece we're going to use is a little bit more complicated. Basically it has a 3-long here, and then 2 2s, and we need you need a blue one that has the 4-way on the one side and round on the other, like the cross on one side and round on the other. So you're going to need to build this, and then once you've built this piece, you're going to stick this onto here. So it's actually easier if you take this off, stick it on, and then add that where you had it before. So then it's going to look like that. This is all building for where the head is going to be rotating. So once you have that built, actually you're going to want to take that off for now. That's where it's going to go. And then we're also going to have a 2-long round and a 3-long with holes. And we're going to take that and apply that, put that right here. Okay, and once you've done that, put this piece back on, and this should stick right in to there and here and here. Lock in nicely. So then you have the main setup for putting the gears in. So you stick one of these that has 2 and 2. You see that in here, and then we can start putting on the gears. So the first gear we're going to use is one of the big ones like this, and you're going to have, you can have any length pretty much, just as long as it's big enough of the I guess plus sign bars, I guess we'll call them. And one of these, stick that into here and have one spacer in that spot so that it's the right distance away from the motor, the center motor. You're going to stick that right into the center motor. And then we have our first gear. We're going to need to translate this rotational motion into this rotational motion so we can turn the head back and forth. So the way we're going to do that is with one of these gears. You can attach it to a bar. It doesn't matter exactly how long it is, but something in this range. And so you stick that right up through here underneath, and then it's going to lock right into this gear right here. That's a gear change to translate the motion. And take another gear, stick that gear on top so that just to provide a base for the head. And then we're going to basically just stick the ultrasonic sensor right on top of here. Before we can do that, however, we'll set that aside and we'll go ahead and build the base for the ultrasonic sensor. This is the ultrasonic sensor. Looks kind of like a head, has 2 eyes, and this is what we're going to be using. So go ahead and take that, flip it over, and take a 3 round one of these and stick it right through the last circle on the ultrasonic sensor. Then take 2 of these that have a circle and then the plus alternating ways. Stick one of those on either side, like that. Then you take 2 of these kind of odd-shaped things, put them opposite directions, and then put a 2 long plus sign bar in each one. And then you can take that entire thing, which has a couple connections, and stick it into here so that this is the finished head. And then you can take the head, and because there's a connection in the bottom, stick that right on top of this gear that you have. Right there. And so that's your head. That's your basic head. And then when this motor turns, it's going to turn this head right or left, depending. So that's pretty much it. We're going to stick the wheels on. And there's one other thing that once you have this built, you're going to need to attach the cord to the ultrasonic sensor. And this can be a little bit of a problem because it can get pretty cramped, and if it's dragging the cord around, that can slow this head movement down a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the NXT box, you can pull it off like this, and just move it up so that it's into these holes instead. Fasten that in, and so then it leaves a little bit more room. And we'll take the connector, the cord, and just stick it right in the slot. Stick it in the one slot and then plug it into the actual sensor, whichever way it goes. There we go. However, when the head moves, this could get caught here or get flipped around. So there's a couple restraints we're going to need to have on this cord. The first looks like this. You can take a couple pieces. This is just a thin bar with some holes in it. You can see exactly what that is. And basically just build this, take these 2 pieces, you're going to stick this one on top of this one and stick them together like so. So you have that whole connection. There's just one way to do it. You could do it other ways, but basically we're just going to hold this wire out of the way. So you can stick this into one of these holes and stick that wire up in here. You can do this a number of ways. This is just one way to do it. And then the other problem is the connection right here. So one way to fix this problem is to just have a bar right at the end here that'll hold it up like that and keep it from getting caught. Obviously this is just a basic design. You can change this around if you want, but this is one way to do it, just to keep the cords out of the way. So now you have a working program so that you can turn on the bot and basically it'll be able to turn its head back and forth with the third motor. So that's about it, and I'll show you how it works now in a minute. Go ahead.